Hey there, welcome back to my sewing room. If we have not met before, my name is Celeste, and today is Friday, which means it's hashtag Friday Sews, where we talk about the projects that we've completed for the week, as well as a little bit about life. So let's dive right into what I've actually completed for this week. So I'm really excited that I actually completed the pattern See and Sew 5170. I did the tank right here for my mom. And this is an old pattern that she had in her stash that she had been wanting to do for quite some time, along with this fabric that she had. And due to recent health issues for the past few years, that was not going to be something that she could complete on her own. So I thought that I will surprise her when I visit her this weekend to take this to her to show the completed project and see if she likes it and will wear it. So I'm very, very thankful that I have finished this. This was my first time doing a bias tape in the neckline and in the armholes. And I will have to say that by the time that I got to the actual armholes, I kind of figured out what they were trying to say. Now this is a little bit large, of the bias tape, but I think it's going to work better for her because we have to label every piece of clothing, every item for her long-term care facility with her first and last name. So this will give me a little larger area to be able to actually iron on a label that I've purchased from Amazon with her first and last name on it. So I think that's going to be better for her. However, if I were going to redo it for me or someone else, of course, I would do it like I did the actual armholes. So I'm thankful for that. Also, when I got down to the hem, I did a rolled hem rather than the 5/8 tuck under hem that they asked for because she likes things a little bit longer to cover some of her, medical type of things. And so I thought that would be better for her to have. Now, I'm going to have to say this was a success on the rolled hem. Normally, I get really, really frustrated with it, but this actually worked out really well. And so I just made sure the key for me was just to kind of sew more slowly than I typically do. I guess I just have been in a rush for the rolled hem. So I'm thankful for that. I like how the darts turned out. And then in the back, everything lays very nicely. So I am super grateful for that. This material ravels quite a bit. So I finished out the seams with serging. Now I didn't match the thread to the actual garment because I didn't have any. I was just kind of checking to see if this would work. And I like this better. I've used this kind of material for another project for her and forgot to serge the seams and have regretted that since I've done that project for her a couple years ago. So I think this is more polished and I like it, pleased with it, learned some new things, and I think that I, at least for this project, perfected the rolled hem. So a win. I'm counting it as a win. I wanted to kind of come back with you because in an earlier video, I talked about a purchase that just came out of there, blooper, about the magic pins that I purchased for my birthday. And I've actually used it for this project. This is a 2¼ inch length pin. I like it because when I was doing this project, this is a heat resistant head. So it was really easy when I was needing to press the bias tape under to the wrong side before I actually put the finishing stitches around the armhole. That made it really nice, and I didn't have to worry about burning the tips of my pins off. However, in looking at the length, if I were to purchase these again for sewing, I would not get the 2¼ inch length. It really was too large for this type of sewing project. I think this would be better for a quilting project or if you had to do something really thick and multiple layers. So like the pen, it was very easy to use to get into this thicker bias tape. But again, for sewing, especially in smaller areas like the armhole, it really kind of got in the way just a little bit, but totally still a win. So there we go. All right, little bit of life update. In my last video, I talked about them finding a large mass in my mother's bladder. We are still waiting the pathology report. It seems like it takes forever, doesn't it, when you're waiting for those results. So we are still kind of pressing forward with some other health issues that she is having. So we'll just kind of wait and see what they discover, if anything. So I'm praying that it is nothing, and this will be something that we can kind of work through pretty quickly. Also, a goal of mine for this year, unrelated to sewing, was to learn how to can my own food. Now, this has been like a goal of mine for at least 10 years. This is something my mother did when I was younger. My dad had a huge garden when we lived in Illinois, and they just preserved everything. We were on a very, very meager income at the time, and so that was the way that we were able to feed our family, was by canning. And so it was just an interest of mine, and so this year I've actually canned quite a few things. I've canned strawberry jam, which is my favorite. I love strawberries. I also canned some cranberry sauce because I love to have that for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. And so right now in the kitchen, I have cherries that are kind of letting the juice come out of them. I'm going to be making some cherry pie filling for the upcoming holidays because my husband loves cherries. So that means I need to make him a cherry pie. And some of my signature dish or dessert that people always ask me to make around Christmas is my Black Forest trifle cake. My background, family roots are in Germany, and Black Forest cakes were a tradition in my family. And so I make it into a trifle, and you need cherries for that. And so I'm going to be preserving those today, as well as my husband loves grape jelly. And so I'm going to attempt to make grape jelly today or tomorrow. So, and then I found some blackberries. I thought that would be great to make a blackberry jam because I love to put like a little bit of Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, about a tablespoon of granola and a tablespoon of jelly or jam, and mix it together in the morning, and it's really good. And it's really better than that pre-flavored Greek yogurt that you can buy at the grocery store. So I'm really thankful that I have learned and am learning more about canning. It's been fun. Just been buying a lot of those little jars. So, but I love learning something new, and it's like a science experiment. And because every time I finish, will they stay, adhere, the lid stay adhered to the cans, or am I creating some kind of botulism experiment? So, so far, all of them have sealed, and I've been very thankful. So that's what I've been working on. My next sewing project, I think I'm going to continue working on my t-shirt quilts, getting them backed with the interfacing, and I need to begin thinking about Christmas. Remember, I have those 2 pieces of fabric to begin making pillowcases for my nephews, and I need to go on a hunt for my niece's pillowcases. So that will be kind of what I need to focus on, as well as I'm thinking about hosting a Christmas tea for the women on our church staff, as well as the wives of other ministers on our church staff, maybe hosting one of those. And I like to do maybe kind of like an embroidered towel for them, and maybe some of this jelly and jam that I'm making to give them. So got to be thinking about that. So I hope that you are doing very, very well. And I really appreciate you tuning in today. And until we meet again next week, I'll pop another video up here for you to watch. And I hope you have a wonderful week, and happy sewing.